it is a female or male.
The Honorable Finance Minister and her team is here to brief us on the outcome of the meeting. May I take this opportunity to welcome the Honorable Minister for Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharamanji. I extend a warm welcome to you, ma'am. I also extend a warm welcome to the Honorable Minister of State for Finance and Corporate Affairs, Shri Anurag Thakurji, and my warm welcome to Secretary Revenue, Shri Tarun Bajaj, Chairman CBIC, Shri Ajit Kumar, Member CBIC, Shri Vivek Jodhi. Friends, Honorable Finance Minister will make her opening remarks on the outcome of the meeting. Then the floor will be open for questions. Over to Honorable Minister, ma'am.
Namaskar. And apologies again, as always, after the GST Council, the press meet, which is scheduled for a particular time, gets delayed because of the extended discussion which happens. But I'm grateful that all of you all are here today. This particular GST Council's meeting is a single agenda meeting, in the sense that in the last GST Council, on a particular issue, a GOM was constituted, and that GOM was given a time that they would come with a report of their recommendations within 10 days, which was the 10th day was 8th June. However, the chairman of the GOM had conducted the meetings and came up with a final report even on the 6th. He came and submitted the report to us. Post that, the GST Secretariat, Finance Ministry had gone through the recommendations given. Today, the recommendations which have been given within 8 days, less than 8 days of the submission of the GOM's report. 6th it was submitted. Today we've held the meeting. And the recommendation of the GST GOM on this issue of goods which are being used for the COVID-19 treatment was placed for the GST Council to discuss. I'll just highlight what the decisions have been. The GOM's recommendations have been accepted. Just 3 items on which the rates were further considered, and on the period up to which this will be valid has also been slightly altered. The period up to August was the recommendation. After discussion in the Council, that has been extended to September. So this will be valid till September 30th. And based on the advice and also from the states, the input, whether that period has to be further extended will be taken as a call nearer the time, and the GIC will probably take the responsibility of eliciting the opinions, taking the political leadership's inputs, and meeting to take a final word on whether that extension should be furthered after September. The second is 3 items which the GOM had recommended at one level. After discussion in the committee, in the GST Council, we have brought in changes. They are particularly one item which is the furnaces, the electric furnaces which are used in the crematoriums. The GOM had recommended 12%. We, after the discussion in the Council, have brought it down further to 5%. Then temperature checking equipments, the GOM recommended 18%. After discussion in the Council today, we are bringing it down to 5%. And the third item, which is the ambulances, the GOM had recommended at 28 because it has a different connotation to the automobile sector. But even then, because it's for a limited period and because it's a very enduring asset for the hospitals, even with depreciating value, nevertheless, we thought even ambulances should be brought down. So the GOM's recommendation of 28 for the ambulance has been brought down to 12%. Then it was felt that the GOM's recommendations has brought in a lot of substantial change. Many items were at 18, they have been brought down to 5. Many items which were at 12 have been brought down to 5 again. And therefore, there was a lot of substance in the recommendation made by the GOM. And as a result, I think the Council largely agreed to go with the GOM's recommendation, subject, of course, to these 3 slight tweaking which has happened. Largely, that's about today's GST Council's decision. I'm sure by the questions that are being asked, that will be asked now, we'll be able to explain further if you have anything to ask us. Largely, the list of items, I would, for your benefit, it will also be given as emails or whatever, but the list of items are broadly categorized under medicines, which had 5 items in it. Oxygen generation equipments and related medical devices had 6 items in it. Testing kits and machines related to testing kits had 2 items under it. And other COVID-related relief materials like pulse oximeters, hand sanitizers, and so on, had 5 items in it. So you see that there are 4 categories: medicines, oxygen generation equipments, testing kits and other machines. 4th, other COVID-related relief material. So the taxes on these were considered, and GOM suggested altering the rates. In none of them has the GOM recommended for an increase in the rates. Existing rates or further bring them down. Just as a matter of technicality, many of the Fitment Committee's earlier recommendations before forming the GOM have also been studied by the GOM, and therefore the viewpoint of the GOM was also put to a thorough discussion in the GOM. I am not reading each one of them, but that will be distributed. So you will be getting a copy of all the items which have been discussed by the GOM, which come under the 4 categories. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We will now take some questions. Please identify yourself and then ask the question. Number 18.
Timsi Reporia from CNBC TV 18. Ma'am, from when will these reduced rates be applicable? And how much of a relief do you think will be extended to the people? Because since it is the people who will be kept in mind by keeping these recommendations of reduced rates, how much of a benefit do you think will be extended to the people? Because apart from the medicines, the other things, how soon will these start trickling down? Will there be a mechanism to also to check, because already stock is available in the pharmacies, with the chemists? How can that stock be replaced with the new reduced rates?
What exactly is your question? I'm sorry.
Ma'am, when will these reduced rates be applicable from?
Fine.
Notification should be issued maybe by tomorrow, day after. So it will be immediately. You can take it, they are being done almost immediately.
The medicines which are already there in the pharmacies with the chemists, how will that stock be replaced with the new reduced rates? Because immediately people are consuming all these medicines. That's the first front where people pay more GST.
I didn't get your question.
There is a stock which is available with the chemists and the pharmacies.
So on that, the GST has already been paid, but whatever now the GST rate will be there, that will be a reduced rate.
50. 50. Mike.
कुछ ट्रेड एसोसिएशनों ने डिमांड करी थी कि जो व्यापारियों की हालत है लॉकडाउन के दौरान काफ़ी खराब हुई है, उन्होंने मांग की थी कुछ जीएसटी में हमें राहत दी जाए, तो इस पर कुछ आपका क्या कहना है?
आज का एजेंडा में वो नहीं था विषय, आज का एजेंडा वो जीओएम के विषय के ऊपर ही था।
Madam, I just wanted to know whether there was consensus on this, unanimous consensus on these decisions, one. Two, the Congress had raised a huge hue and cry about the fact that they were not part of the GOM. Was there any discussion on that at the GST?
In the council, the discussions happened. And when the secretary announced, and I have mentioned these, there have not been any other voice after my speaking. On the question of Congress outside, I don't know. I don't want to comment on what was said outside. In the council, the 3 Congress ministers said that in future at least you should consider having us in it, in a GOM. As much as I can say with confidence, the selection into a GOM is never made on party basis. Neither is the exclusion. There are several GOMs, several ministers are made members of a GOM in which all states are given some representation in one or the other GOM. Neither the inclusion nor the exclusion happens on political party affiliations. It is a GST council consisting of finance ministers, some of them deputy chief ministers, sometimes even a chief minister who come in there.
Number 33.
मैम, वैक्सीन को लेके कुछ फैसला हुआ है कि उस पर क्या रेट एप्लीकेबल होगा, और जितना अब रेट कट किया गया है जो 4 कैटेगरीज में करा है, उससे जो है सरकार के ऊपर कितना बर्डन आएगा या लोगों को कितना बेनिफिट होगा वो?
Do you want to answer it, and I'll also join in answering?
वैक्सीन्स पे 5% जीएसटी की दर अभी है इन पर, और वो वही रहेगी। इसमें जो चर्चा का विषय जब हुआ था तो इसमें यह हुआ था कि इसमें केंद्र सरकार ही सारी परचेज कर रही है, 75% कम से कम परचेज कर रही है, उसका जीएसटी भी केंद्र सरकार ही देगी, लेकिन जो जीएसटी का इनकम होगा उसकी 70% शेयरिंग स्टेट्स के साथ होगी, क्योंकि अगर 100 रुपया टैक्स आता है तो 70 रुपया 71 रुपया स्टेट्स को जाएगा और 29 रुपया सेंटर को आएगा। सो उसमें उतना ही रखा गया है, और बेसिकली इसमें अब सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट परचेज कर रही है तो काफ़ी विषय इसमें इस तरह से लिए गए थे।
इसलिए कि जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट खरीद रही है 75%, और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट उसमें जीएसटी भी पे कर रही है, मगर जब लोग गवर्नमेंट के हॉस्पिटल के द्वारा सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के सप्लाई जो हो रही है 75% का मुफ्त में दिलाया जा रहा है, जनता के ऊपर उसके असर कुछ भी नहीं होगा। रेट कट मतलब नहीं, ये आइटम्स अलग है। आप वैक्सीनेशन के ऊपर जब प्रश्न पूछ रहे हैं, यही है जवाब कि केंद्र सरकार खरीद रही है, और केंद्र सरकार पूरे के पूरे जो जितने भी वो खरीद रही है वो मुफ्त में जनता को दे रही है, इसीलिए उसमें जीएसटी का असर कुछ भी नहीं जनता के पास और जनता के ऊपर लगेगी।
Question is enough now. Abhi, you already asked two. We'll come back to you later if anybody else has a question.
Money will be given back to, will go back to, when the center is buying, say, for 100 rupees of vaccine, and you're paying 5% GST, then states will also get a sizable amount back to their state kitty, right?
It is not sizable amount, Sunil Prabhu. There is a formula for devolution. As per that formulation, everything that which is collected is first of all divided 50-50. Then from the center's portion of 50 also, a certain amount goes to the states, resulting in approximately 71 rupees for every 100 rupees collected will be with the states, approximately.
But just to emphasize the point which FM had mentioned in the answer to that question is that as far as people are concerned who are coming to get their inoculation done, it is tax-free. So it's not an issue with the people. So they are not paying any tax on it. They are not paying any cost of the vaccine also. It's free for them.
Thank you, friends.
There's one there,
26.
and he had a second question.
Yeah.
Ma'am, this is Tarun Kalra from Total TV. My question, it's not on the vaccine, लेकिन GST का जो रेट कट हुआ है, उससे केंद्र सरकार की आमदन पर कितना असर पड़ेगा, जिससे कि पता लग सके कि लोगों को कितना फायदा होगा?
मेरे विचार से ये प्रश्न का इतना महत्व इसलिए नहीं है कि ये जो रेट कट किया गया है ये कोई कॉस्ट इम्प्लीकेशन को देख के नहीं किया गया है, ये इसलिए किया गया है ताकि लोगों को सहूलियत मिल सके। तो अब ये इस पर निर्भर करेगा कि कितना लोग इस पीरियड में परचेज करते हैं और उसका कितना फाइनेंशियल इम्प्लीकेशन आता है, पर वो एक विषय नहीं था और काउंसिल के सामने भी ये विचारधारा से ऐसा फैसला नहीं लिया गया। फैसला सिर्फ इस बात से लिया गया कि अल्टीमेट कंज्यूमर या पेशेंट को किस चीज से सहूलियत मिलेगी, वो कार्रवाई हमें करनी चाहिए।
Your second question, please.
Thank you.
Thank you. We close the press conference now. Thank you, friends.
So there you saw that.